Hey everyone, welcome to Hanging with Uncle. I'm Gene, and let's get started. But before we do that, again, just real quick, I know everyone knows the drill. Please hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. All right, I'm done. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. So, first of all, I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everyone kept their money in their pocket instead of contributing to the top 1% on the day of this weekend that's supposed to be savings, but really are not. Because even if you think you're getting a deal, they're still making profits. And although this is not what the topic of this show is about, just remember that if you participate in this and are part of the contributory $14 billion that go into the pockets of the top 1% during Black Friday and Cyber Monday weekend, you're only contributing to continue to fund the people who are fighting for their tax breaks at your expense. So keep that in mind, and let's get started in what today's topic is about, which is the Attorneys General of the United States. So there are 50 Attorneys General because there are 50 states. Each state has its own Attorney General. And the reason I want to bring this up, just in a nutshell, is because I'm tired of listening to Cadet Bone Spurs whining about people being mean to him and they just want to sue Trump and blah, blah, blah. And no, you're an idiot. This has nothing to do with practicing partisan politics. And the links to what I'm going to talk about are in the description box below. Because what the attorneys general are fighting for is you, the American people. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or part of the Pizza Party, it doesn't matter. Because the issues they're fighting for, and I don't have time to name them all because they're on pace to get over 130, 140 lawsuits filed to protect your rights. One of them being your right to vote. I remember during the election cycle, dumbass Vivek Ramaswamy talking about raising the election age to 25 instead of 18. That would disenfranchise a lot of voters and, again, take away your rights because there are fewer people that vote that's stacking the deck for them to win. Another issue that they want to talk about, look at in Arizona where the Attorney General Chris Mays sued the government to get Adelita Grijalva sworn in because she went over 45 days without being sworn in, which means the people of Arizona's second, went without representation. And all because they were trying to protect the pedophiles that are involved in the Epstein fiasco. All right. Let's see. Another one that they are fighting for are tariffs. Okay. That is a separation of powers issue just among one of many, because only Congress has the right to tax, which is what a tariff is. And Cadet Bone Spurs was trying to extend his powers and ignore the powers that Congress has to generate revenue. The president does not have the authority to generate revenue. That is through taxes. That power is gifted to Congress only through Article 1 of the Constitution. So that's another way they're fighting for you. It's not trying to stop his agenda. It's fighting for you. Because, again, just look at the price of coffee, bananas. And if you believe gasoline is around $2 a gallon, you're totally stupid. Because at least where I am here, the last time I drove down the street and looked at a gas station, it was about $3.50. So just look, do critical thinking, open your eyes. Don't believe what you hear. Chicken Little saying the sky is falling doesn't make it so. Look for yourself. Just critical thinking. Again, what is another one that the attorneys general are fighting for? Again, I'll stop there because the list could go on and on and on. But I just want you to understand what the attorneys general of all 50 states, well, at least 23, because 23 of the states have Democratic attorneys general, and the other 27 are run by Republicans. And it's also kind of convenient to see that the Republican attorneys general are doing absolutely nothing. So, like, for one example, why this is totally absurd, because one of the things attorneys general are fighting against also is gerrymandering. And that case is at the Supreme Court right now. But if your state attorneys general, if he or she is a Republican and they are not part of the lawsuit, then they don't get to have gerrymandering stopped in your particular state, which means your vote is being disingenuized and not basically counting. Your vote is being watered down to make sure power stays with the Republicans instead of the power being with the people where it's supposed to be. Remember, that's what this government is. It's for the people, by the people, and of the people. Not for a particular party. It's for the people. Because you and me and the person living next door to you, we are the Constitution because we are the people. All right? And that's, again, to me, just kind of boiling it down again in a nutshell. Because if you don't take responsibility or actions to defend your rights or the rights of the person that lives next door to you, then we cease to be a democracy or a democratic republic, whatever you want to call it. And we become authoritarian, which I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in an authoritarian regime. And if you want to know what an authoritarian regime looks like, just look at the fat orange fatso that's in the White House right now, who's cozying up to autocrats like Putin and Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping. You know, I saw a meme and I thought it was funny that, the mango moron is so far up Putin's asshole he can see Sarah Palin's house in Alaska. And that's what it is. And all you have to do is look at his actions to see what's going on and why attorneys general across this country are fighting for you. Those are my thoughts. I'd love to know what you think. Please leave them in the comment section below. I'm Gene. Thank you for hanging with Uncle. And most importantly, treat each other the way you want to be treated, right? Be kind to one another. I know I want to see my rights protected, and I don't want to see your rights infringed. So thank you, and until next time,